Hi, Luke from the Senagoth Lounge here, and I'm pleased to be joined by Ottawa Senators General Manager Steve Staios. Steve, thanks a lot for making the time to drop into the lounge.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, Luke. I've heard nothing but great things about the Senagoth Lounge and something about golf and golf courses. So great to be here with golfing in summer.
And speaking of the summer, I'm just going to come out and say it because it's been a summer of change in Ottawa. Lots of players out, lots of players in. And obviously you've been making the rounds on the podcast this week. But what can you tell us maybe about the Brady Tkachuk discussions that you haven't revealed before?
Well, that's a great question, Luke, and I'm glad you asked it. And I think that we've had a lot of conversations in our group internally and externally. We've done our due diligence and explored every avenue to do a deep dive into the process of diving deep. And there's a balance to these things. There are 365 NHL general managers, and we're all playing a game of mahjong, essentially, with dots and bamboo and myriads. So when it comes to Brady and leaving, going somewhere else, we had a lot of conversations, and those conversations were very early on in the process, and we put together a process of conversation. And with our identity, we're built off a triad of service, selection, and value. So we feel that competition is a foundation of the identity of our culture. And, with or without Brady, we have a lot of optionality. We have 14 forwards, we have 7 defensemen and 3 goaltenders. So we have 2 cups in the front, 2 loops in the back. And, we had conversations with Brady, and the nature of those conversations did change over time. But in many ways, they stayed the same, and we were well prepared for them. So at the end of the day, there's 8.3 billion people on Earth, and any one of them could be the captain of the Ottawa Senators, but you're not just going to replace Brady Tkachuk.
And yet you've still attempted to do so, I think, because obviously you took one of the draft picks you got for Brady and went out and got William Eklund, and you also brought in Andrei Burakovsky. What do you think that they're going to bring to the table that'll help offset the departure of Brady Tkachuk?
Well, that's a great question, Luke, and I'm glad that you asked it, because the key word here is essentially optionality. To bring in a player who can play, there's an elevated opportunity and a lot of variability there. And when we talk about the depth of our roster, we've done a lot of work to dig in and dive deep and, find players who can play and play with good players or not so good players, or medium-sized players, medium ability players, tall players, short players, red player, blue player. So it was a long process, and we did our due diligence to dive in. And with the guidance of Mr. Andlauer, we were able to, as you were saying so eloquently earlier, we were able to bring in some players, and we had other players, go on to other opportunities. But when you think about it, the optionality also transfers into draft assets and prospects. So we continue to build on from this point, and we're going to elevate our optionality and variability within a post-structural paradigm.
So moving on from the players on the bench to the coaches behind it, I think it was a poorly kept secret around Ottawa that Daniel Alfredsson wasn't going to be behind the bench in Ottawa next year. That said, he's now turned around and signed with the Toronto Maple Leafs to be one of their coaches. Would you characterize that as a bitch move, perhaps?
Well, it's a great question, and we had a lot of I think very highly of Alf, and I'm the only person who calls him Alf for some reason. It's well established that his nickname is Alfie, but I'm going to go with Alf for some reason here. But Daniel, or Alf, is a human man, and we wish him all the best in his human endeavors. And we did have a lot of conversations, and those conversations took place early on, giving us ample opportunity to be prepared for all outcomes and every avenue that we could explore. So, those conversations are a secret, and I don't disclose any of those conversations, as the Ottawa Senators do not negotiate with terrorists. But I can tell you, to be candid, that since practically the dawn of humanity, our species has had conversations with one another. It's something that separates us from non-human animals. I guess I hope I'm not telling tales out of school, and with the guidance of Mr. Andlauer, maybe I can let you know that Webster's dictionary does define conversation as an oral exchange of ideas or an informed discussion of an issue or different issues, frankly, by institutions, people, or groups of people. And it's abundantly clear that Daniel was considering taking a gap year. There's no way that he was getting fired. That's just a normal thing that human NHL coaching staff does. They just take a year off here and there. But if they don't do that, they move to a division rival, and the most hated of all division rivals that they actually even played against. So, we wish him all the best for some reason. And, like I said, those conversations are secret, and we won't be disclosing any information of that nature. These are the facts of the case, and they're undisputed. So.
Well, I thank you for these incredibly detailed answers. Certainly, answers of that length could not be anything other than detailed. So, once again, appreciate your candor and your willingness to sit down with podcasters. And maybe before we let you go, well, maybe a question on the lighter side. I know, you're a gambling man. You like the odd wager. When do you think we're gonna get a downtown arena?
Like I said, Luke, the Ottawa Senators organization does not negotiate with terrorists. So, is there the possibility of an arena being built somewhere on planet Earth? There is, and it could be in several locations, both above or below the Earth's surface. But at this time, with the guidance of Mr. Andlauer, if I told you, I would have to end your life. But to answer your question, I do wish you a golf-filled summer. Let us both be human men who enjoy the terrible game of golf. And, we can talk about it at length on this show. It's about as interesting as hearing about someone's dream, to hear about a golf course that they went to. If you want to continue on down this avenue, and trust me, we've explored every avenue when it comes to the downtown arena or this conversation or this terrible game of golf. We could do a deep dive and dig in and dive deep and continue to dig in and do our due diligence on these and other matters, of course.
That's, again, just extremely... That's just a great answer. I appreciate your candor, your willingness to engage in what I think you would refer to as a process, possibly an avenue towards a discussion. And Steve Staios, General Manager of the Ottawa Senators, the Senagoth Lounge, thanks you.
Oh, your discussion about process reminded me of I'll tell you a funny story before we hang it up for the summer. But I was recently at a golf course, and there was it was really unique because there was a clubhouse area where you would register and get your tee time, and then from there, it's a beautiful course. This golf course, there's trees, and they clear out like a series of different of fairways and so forth, and it's dotted with these different hazards like water and sand banks and so on. And if you hit your ball to the very end of one of the fairways, there's a more manicured area where you tap the ball.
Good evening, and welcome back to the Senagoth Lounge. I'm your bartender, Luke. Our drink special tonight is a Mike's Hard Lemon Trade. And we got our best regular here tonight. It's James. James, what can I get you?
Hey, I just saw Zaddy leaving the lounge with the khaki capri pants on and white rich guy sneakers. Kind of look like Steve Staios.
I mean,
Does he come here?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the details of the conversations that take place around here, but
That's funny. That's exactly what he said to me too. Well, he didn't say it. He said it like for 10 minutes, but it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes we get other people other than you in here. Like, we're a thriving business.
It's true.
So yeah, if you say you saw Steve Staios, you know that's your opinion, and you know we have optionality on several customers, I would say.
Yeah, we could do a deep dive into that. No, I couldn't think of anything to say to him because not a lot of stuff's happened so far this off season.
I know.
Pretty quiet around here, so I'll just have the usual. Yeah. Can I get a triple tradey Tkachuk with a twist of the knife into my heart, please?
It's been it's been a summer.
Yeah.
Where were you when you heard about the trade heard around the world? Which was so funny, because the last podcast we just did, we had several. I'm not so sure about this Brady Tkachuk guy takes coming out via the Take Purge, and then I think within a week the guy was traded, and it was kind of like, oh shit. They listened to the podcast. Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, this is what kind of a little fancy boy I am. I believe I was having a glass of wine sitting in my backyard reading. And I think I got a text from a friend that just says, "We got William Eklund" or something. No, that's not, sorry. No, I'm mixing it up. Please delete that. No, it was we got 3 first round picks for Brady Tkachuk. It was a very meat and potatoes text from a friend. Like, Statue of Liberty is kaput, GI. Like, yeah, that's how I got it. And I believe I just drained my fine Rioja and refilled, and then read an article or two about it, and went through the stages of, man, this is some bullshit in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't even remember where I was. Maybe it happened at night. I just remember moving on to just like emotional and cognitive processing very quickly. And you know, I think some people may now refer to my feelings and thoughts as some sort of cope, if you like. But I think the last episode the record will show that we were kind of getting sick of Brady Tkachuk's shit.
Yeah.
Like, and that's before he got traded, by the way. Like, that's not an after the fact thing. Like, I think we were being nice still, but
yeah. Well, when we were planning to have this conversation, I was gathering my thoughts about Brady, and thought number 1 was, fun Brady Tkachuk hasn't been around since like the 24-25 season.
Correct.
Like, remember that guy? He was nowhere to be seen. Like at any point, like he really seemed. I mean, I think the way that people are talking about it now is kind of half out the door, checked out, but we didn't know any of that just yet. So I just remember thinking, man, this guy used to be so much more fun than he is. Like remember the chanting of Brady at I believe it was the last game of the season, the 2 seasons ago, and they punched their ticket to the playoffs and he was probably first star of the game where Claire Hanna interviews him on the ice, and he's like speechless. Remember, he was like, let's fucking go, man!" Like he just kind of like loses it and goes kind of like cockeyed for a second. I feel like that was the last time I saw that guy be fun. And you don't have to be fun to be, a player that I love, but it was an element of him that made him endearing that just seemed to completely disappear for the entire season.
Yeah, 100%. And I'll say this: what I am annoyed about is how long I spent like basically having anyone who's involved in hockey at all just tell me on the side, just be like, Brady's not staying, by the way. Like, Brady's gone. Like, don't get too used to Brady. And like, I think now in retrospect, we know that was because, Keith Tkachuk was telling that to anyone within earshot at all times, basically.
By the way, Keith Tkachuk.
Talk about the opposite of fun.
It's on site for your fucking canned ham looking ass, like. Which is so funny because like that guy could just like throw me onto the top of a building. But like I fucking hate you, Keith Tkachuk. You're a fucking dick.
Just an Elon Musk level vibe ruiner.
Yeah.
Like,
and now I am become meme, pretty much. Make comedy legal again. I'm saying.
And I'm glad you mentioned that Brady Tkachuk hadn't been fun for a while, because let's not, like, I think there were some seasons early on where Brady Tkachuk was actually a good hang.
Oh yeah.
within the context of the Ottawa Senators, and the problem is that he hadn't been that guy for at least a season and probably longer. I'll tell you what, though, I kind of feel like Jonah Hill's character in Moneyball right now. Mm-hmm. When he's explaining to Brad Pitt, like when I look at Jason Giambi, I see an incomplete understanding of where wins come from. Like that is literally how I feel about Brady Tkachuk at this point, where I'm like, look, this guy's a useful player, but definitely difficult to replace, but not irreplaceable, and especially not the Brady Tkachuk that we'd had last season. And maybe even the season before that.
Well, I bet in your most considered and prudent dreams, the best kind of dreams, you probably didn't picture Brady Tkachuk's legacy as an Ottawa Senator being like 8 seasons, 2 playoff appearances, 1 like pretty good but clearly injured from playing his heart out for Team USA in the extremely real and prestigious Four Nations, whatever. And then a pointless, completely lackluster sweep to the North Carolina Hurricanes. Like, and then jumping ship before his contract even ends. To go play a supporting role on another team like that like now that everything's in the rearview mirror, I don't know about you, Eddie, but like I'm starting to listen to people that I'd probably be shaking my head at and like saying like, oh, you just don't understand. He's a magical unicorn. Where there was a really good appearance on I don't know if you've heard these other Sens podcasts, one worse than the next, but the person is Shayna Goldman of The Athletic. Mm-hmm. And she, judging by her, I believe, Long Island accent, is not a, Sens beat writer or, homer by any stretch. And she had some pretty level-headed opinions about, like, he's a good player. He's completely overrated. And, she wasn't a dick about any of it, but she's sort of, essentially saying, and none more overrated than by the Ottawa Senators and their fans, and the argument, I won't speak too much for her, but essentially is like, this guy's not a captain. like he's not even really like a first line player on a lot of teams, but she was essentially saying like it's just not actually the worst thing that you've didn't put all of your eggs in the Brady Tkachuk basket. Like this is actually kind of like an off ramp to potentially retool. What do you think about that?
I was ready for that again before he got traded. And I can't remember if I said this on a podcast or if I just thought about saying it. Maybe I was saving it for later in the summer. But I basically thought that the Sens had gone as far as they could with that version of Brady Tkachuk. And I think when, the Ottawa signed Brady, he was very young. They made him captain. And he was kind of the leader of the young guys, if you like. It was kind of like him and Stützle and Batherson, and they were all kind of similar ages. And the idea was that they would kind of like come up together and grow and mature together, and this would be like a cool this would be a cool thing for us to experience. And I think Brady never kept developing as like a player or person, if you like. I wasn't like, I didn't think it was impossible for that to happen, but I was prepared to say like the Sens aren't gonna take another step until Brady Tkachuk matures a bit, and at the very least starts to consider the idea that leadership and being the captain can be more than just fighting a guy at a really inopportune moment.
Yeah, at a very stupid time.
Yeah. And to me, like, I think, I don't know, do I have hard feelings? I was about to say something like no hard feelings, but I'm not ready to say no hard feelings.
Some hard feelings.
Yeah. Mike's hard feelings. I think the cool thing about going to Florida for Brady Tkachuk is that like now he just gets to live in Neverland. Like he never has to grow up. He never has to have any sort of like development or maturity take hold. He doesn't have to be the captain anymore. He's I think, he wanted you to think that he wanted to be the guy.
That's a cool attribute. Like, now I no longer have the pressure of being a captain. Like, what, man? Fuck you. We should have never made you captain in the first place.
That is definitely true. And like, as much as he wants to be perceived as a guy who wants to be the guy, I think I don't know, like Brady Tkachuk ain't about that life.
No.
He's just not about that life. And he's not going to be the guy. He's just going to be a guy, maybe the fourth best guy on Florida. And that's what he wants. So, fuck him. Yeah. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
Look, sports is pain. Being a sports fan is pain. And the ugly reality is like we're talking this shit. He deserves it, but unfortunately, Brady Tkachuk will win the Stanley Cup with some other team. Like he's just going to succeed somewhere, and all we're gonna get out of it is like, yeah, but you're not really about that life, though. Like you're doing it on the. Yeah, you talked all this shit about like I'm my own man. I don't want to live in my brother's shadow. Let me just retreat to the pacifying umbra of my brother's shadow, and play in like, the club fed of like hockey teams. So he'll have the like. I hate to say this because it's like it's not a very strong. It's cold comfort, but like he'll always have that asterisk of like, yeah, but you really just jumped onto this wagon. Like you didn't have the cholesterol to be like the guy, and it's a bitch move. Like what you like for a tough guy, like you really did like a kind of like wimpy thing here. Like I said, I say that acknowledging fully, like,
he's gonna win. But it's kind of funny, like he doesn't even get his number there, you know. Like it's the little things I think that that show. It's not a like he's made a huge mistake. It's like he didn't make a huge mistake, but it's kind of embarrassing the way he did it.
There is, you're very like firm in your belief that Brady Tkachuk will win a cup in Florida, and
I said win a cup. He'll win a cup somewhere.
But like
yes, I'll take it. Sure. Adding Brady Tkachuk to the Florida Panthers. Yikes! I don't like it.
I'm not prepared to like put any real stakes on this, but I've been running the numbers, and I think the assumption is that Florida is going to be real good and dangerous next year. And while I'm not ready to again put money on the other side of that bet, there is some downside to the Florida Panthers at the moment.
They're getting a bit older.
So I mean, they just lost Bobrovsky, so now they've got like 36-year-old Jacob Markstrom as their goalie. Alexander Barkov obviously missed an entire year, and now he's 30.
Is that good?
I mean, your mileage might vary on that. Like, I think the assumption is like, Barkov is going to come back and it'll be like he didn't miss a step, and it's like he might miss half a step. Like he didn't take off an entire year for fun. Like, man was fucking injured. Speaking of guys who got injured, like Matthew Tkachuk also like
missed practically a year. Yeah,
they've still got the reanimated corpse of Brad Marchand, who I'm looking on Puckpedia. He is signed until he's like fucking 43. Like he's signed to the end of 2031. Like I'm gonna be on the moon, with President Jonathan Taylor Thomas in 2031. You think?
And Sunrise, Florida will be 7 feet underwater.
I'm looking at all their defensemen are already 30 or older, except for Uvis Balinskis, who is 29.
What about Sabrango? Do they still have that guy? Can we have that guy back?
Honestly, we might have him back already. They've got Angus Crookshank somehow too.
What?
I know, it's so annoying. Do you know who else they signed hilariously? Lars Eller. Florida has Lars Eller now.
How do you say it?
Lars Eller. No, he's Floridian now, so it's Lars Eller. There's no
Lars Eller.
These guys. Here's the thing: they're old and they're signed forever. Like, there is some serious downside to this team. And like, okay, they've got Anton Lundell. That's like their one young guy, and it feels like they've got to make it happen now. Yeah, it feels like they need to make it happen now or in the next 2 seasons, because none of these guys are going to get any better, and they're just going to get older, and they're going to be just as expensive.
And let me say, like, I would monkey's paw this exact same position for a cup. Maybe sign Drake Batherson to the year 2050. I don't give a shit. Full no trade clause. Like, if we win 1 cup, I don't care about any of this like napkin math. Just get it done. And I think they've done that. And you see it happen with teams over the years, where their window just kind of closes after a while, because you had a really good team for a long time and now they're older and all locked up and so on. And if you don't mind, like, while we're on the subject of contracts and stuff, that's a bit of a crouching tiger hidden benefit of like not having Tkachuk, is that, talking about how he's the top line player in Ottawa and the captain and leader and, like, face of the franchise, etc. In 2 years, we were going to have to sign that guy for like $15 million. Like we were going to have to give him more than any other team would probably give him. Yeah. Like, we were forced into that, and I don't know. What do you think that he's the thing with Brady is that he's always younger than you think he is, you know?
He plays like an old man. Like,
Yeah.
like his skating is not getting better.
Yeah, and some hard miles. Like, I kind of think about, you know, again, the Sens being forced to pay, would be in the position of being forced to pay him like you know, he's gonna have to be kind of like the highest paid player on the team, which is not hard when your best players are signed to ludicrously good contracts. But just we've seen the cap go up in the last 25 minutes, or not the cap, but the expectations, where Drake Batherson is going to be one of the 5 richest kings of Europe out of nowhere. But we were going to have to overpay Tkachuk and give him all the toys. We already gave him a no movement clause in his last contract. And if we were going to keep him. So I don't know. I think we can get into this in our next episode where we talk about like the actual roster moves a little more, but I think this year might be like a bit of a look. The free agent class was insane. I'm not going crazy. I'm gonna try to like leverage these weird situations, like betting hard on like Burakovsky and Eklund and like these other acquisitions, sort of like scoring by committee, and maybe keeping the powder dry till there's like more options to acquire a player. I don't know. It's possible. But I do think I was a little like apprehensive about like, what's 34-year-old Brady Tkachuk going to be like? You know, like he has already missed, like he's been injured in time for the playoffs 2 out of 2 years, you know? Which was great. By the way.
Thanks to like the Four Nations tournament and the Olympics, by the way. I'm so done with like international best on best hockey. Like it should be like just World Championship. Whoever wants a free vacation in Europe after they miss the playoffs, that's the only sort of international hockey I want to see going forward.
International competition, and also like stupidly timed pointless fights. I do believe that he got his bell rung by Anders Lee in that game against the I know like the focused in point was when he was hit kind of pretty innocuously, but he seemed to kind of not know where the fuck he was for a second.
Yeah.
I think that getting into a Rock'em Sock'em Robots fight with Anders Lee earlier that night did not help with that moment, you know? Like, to me, my favorite Brady is like body checking a dude to the ice in the neutral zone and then like sitting on him for 25 seconds, you know, and he weighs like 230 pounds, so you can't get him off you. Or like face washing someone in a board battle and then scoring and making a big dumb face at the crowd, you know. That's what I really like. I didn't mind when he was doing all those fights when he first came into the league and was kind of like, hey, there's a new sheriff in town. Now watch this drive of my fist into Shea Weber's face to show you that I'm a teenager that can beat up like a big, strong adult man.
First day in prison, you fight the toughest guy there. It's in the Bible.
But I think, I don't know if you've heard these other hockey podcasts that I'm not even going to mention the name of. It might have to do with gum. But Stahl was talking about like, yeah, this brickhead like decided to fight me in the first game while we were on home ice, and yeah, I don't want to fight Brady Tkachuk, but like I held my own and we were fired the fuck up after that, and he went to the penalty box like, for a quarter of the period. Like, nice.
So there is definitely a clip floating around where Jordan Stahl is talking about fighting Brady Tkachuk to start the playoff series. And like this, to me, this entire story just really drives home that Brady Tkachuk's kind of stupid, because the story according to Jordan Stahl, at least, is that, Brady is, circling him and he's like, oh, we're going to go at some point this series, and Jordan Stahl basically does perfect brain judo to Brady Tkachuk and says, do you want to go now? And Brady Tkachuk just is talking shit about how they need to fight. And the fact that Jordan Stahl is now like, okay, we should fight now then, completely unravels him, because now he basically has to do it, which means that I don't know why you ever want to have a fight in another team's barn. What is everyone always saying? Remember the phrase, the famous hockey phrase, good road period? What's a good road period, James?
Put him to sleep.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
And what drives me insane about this, or even more insane, is that,
which the Sens are good at, by the way.
Hockey players are one of the things they know the most about in the context of hockey is fighting. They know when to fight, why to fight, and every guy in the league, even if they've never fought, they know who they can and cannot fight. I guarantee you, if you ask Jordan Spence, who are you going to fight? He'll have a guy. It won't be a very big guy, but Jordan Spence will know someone that he can take if he has to.
Yeah.
Right? And so there's no excuse for Brady Tkachuk, basically, to it's one thing to if you're going to take that fight, and which he did, you absolutely 100% cannot get washed like a fucking t-shirt. The way he did.
And Jordan Stahl, he's a big boy. He's a big boy.
Right.
It's not he's going to hold his own. He's from Sault Ste. Marie. He's a homophobe.
It's
not saying people from Sault Ste. Marie are homophobes. I'm just saying the Stahl brothers are.
And so if you're Brady Tkachuk, if you're anyone, if you're a hockey player, you're not supposed to fight Jordan Stahl in that situation. But Brady Tkachuk did it to himself
in the first period of the first game.
And then got completely brain judoed by Stahl just saying, do you want to go now? Because he has to say yes, because if he says no, then he looks like a coward, and he's not smart enough to take the short-term hit to his ego just because it's the correct thing to do. Keep the crowd quiet in game one of a playoff series. And I don't know, for me it's just such a great illustration of Brady's completely superficial conception of leadership. Right. So at the end of the day, who was that fight for? It wasn't for the Ottawa Senators. That fight was for Brady Tkachuk.
Yeah, and I don't want to speak for you, but as a Sens fan, I've seen effective use of fighting in the playoffs. Whether it was Matt Carkner defending Erik Karlsson or Chris Neal defending Erik Karlsson. You put in for 45 seconds of ice time. Your mission is to hit Brian Boyle in the face as many times as you can, or whatever, Brandon Prust, or I think was the other person. But then you spend the next 5 minutes in the penalty box or get kicked out of the game, and it's well done. Now that player is going to leave Erik Karlsson alone because they know they're going to get their face punched in the next game. And Karlsson does his art for the rest of the series, especially so in the second time against the Rangers. But sure, hockey's a fucked up game where sometimes you gotta do that. I did not understand the theatricality of fighting. I'd imagine if the Carolina Hurricanes had any fans, they would love Jordan Stahl. But fighting in the first period of the first game is what is this? A fucking Tuesday against the Columbus Blue Jackets in February?
Be serious. It's the fucking playoffs, dude.
Yeah, man. Oh, good. Our one of our top scoring wingers is in the penalty box for a quarter of the first period of the first game. Love this for us.
Are you or are you not an important player? If you are, then you have to be on the ice. Mm-hmm. And To me, like Brady Tkachuk, also I think when he was a bit of a content generating machine at first, and everyone loves the Brady Tkachuk singing Mr. Brightside, and we all loved when he was on the porch with Tim Stützle when all the kids threw hats at Timmy and stuff. And
Fun Brady.
Yeah, Fun Brady was Fun Brady existed. All right, we're not trying to. We're not going to do a complete revisionist history on that. There was a version of Brady Tkachuk who was fun and cool to have around, and I think he basically just took all the wrong lessons from from those instances of cheap heat, and then he just became like obsessed with like generating these next moments. But then here's the thing: those moments were never actually Brady Tkachuk scoring a big goal, by the way, or at least they were very rarely that. So that means he'd always have to fight a guy or whatever.
I also want to point out about the dumbness of that fight in game 1 of that series where they were swept and Brady Tkachuk had 0 points. By the way, this guy I've been praying to have for the playoffs specifically. I can't that one is gonna stick around with me. It's kind of like, I'll give him, like in the Toronto series, he was clearly hurt and it was a loss, in 6 games, but it's like the points are there. Like he did well in that series. Mm-hmm. And I thought it would be like, yeah, maybe the Sens, even if they got swept by the Hurricanes, he would be like hating the puck into the net or something. But I just want to go back to the dumbness of that fight against Stahl really quickly. Is like, number one, he kind of got fucked up in that pointless fight against Anders Lee, a week before that? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Number two, he broke his fucking thumb fighting in the first, in the home opener of the season and missed a quarter of the season thanks to that. And I'm going to assume that his thumb was kind of fucked up for it might still kind of not be 100% now. I'm a person who very cynically does not think that players are I'm back from the IR. I'm 100% fine now, especially at the playoffs.
Sorry, coach, can't come back yet. I'm not 100%.
But it's but you're saying you're above 50%. It's but yeah, I couldn't believe he was doing something like that based on those two things. Watch your head and watch your thumb, you idiot. Use your head and your thumb to score goals, not punch Jordan Stahl in the helmet. I don't know.
Again, not the guy you want to fight, and then even if you do fight, you absolutely cannot lose the fight. And
yeah, you have to embarrass him. You have to change the vibe in the building. And these are Americans partaking in their 7th favorite sport. They're going to be fired up. I could go on all day about that, but I do want to go back again to that kind of refreshing take from Shayna Goldman, friend of the show, knower of the show. I shouldn't even say that as a joke, but anyway,
she might be a friend of the show.
Look, let's get her on the show. But she again, objective, league writer, was saying, and I connected with this because I feel the same way. Honestly, not enough made about how the return that Steve Stoicism, friend of the show, the return he got for Brady Tkachuk was quite good considering what he was up against. I personally think he got way more. To me, it felt if you listen to our episode with the wonderful Beata from Elite Sens Brain, the only other good Sens podcast. We were talking in that episode about the vibe is there that this is extreme, even though Brady Tkachuk is cowardly in retrospect, saying he's not going anywhere. He might be going somewhere. To me, the worst thing that could possibly happen is that we get Mitch Marner, where we get fucking magic beans because we waited too long. I have to say, considering he could only negotiate with one team, Uh, and he said so himself. He's like, yeah, it was like 4 teams, and it was actually just
and
one
then there was like,
team.
psych, actually.
He really is Steve Stoicism. I would be putting way more cutty remarks in there. He's a professional, and I'm not. So thanks for listening. No refunds. But I think 3 first-round picks for 2 years of Brady Tkachuk guaranteed is quite good when that like there's only one team you can negotiate with.
Especially when one of those picks was the 9th overall pick.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's so many more first round picks than Alex DeBrincat was worth.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Florida had Steve Staios over a barrel, but like Steve Stoicism was there, and there was a barrel there, and like Bill Zito was gesturing towards the barrel suggestively. Right? Like,
and hey yo, but and also like, yeah, you could hang on to him for another year. We're ever one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to get Marnered, and like we're one boneheaded re-broken thumb or concussion away from getting fuck all for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like trading him to the Florida Panthers anyway for like the ghost of Brad Marchand and one first round pick or something. You know, like I think that's one thing that Stevie Stowe has done a couple of times now is not. I feel like previous administrations would hang on to players too long, talking about Jason Spezza and others, but he got rid of Josh Norris when the going was good. You know, he was like healthy and like kind of back, and then he played like 9 games for the Buffaloes. I don't care if Norris works out in Buffalo, that's great. That guy was giving me an ulcer, like watching him take faceoffs. You know, I think it was very smart to move him. And I think he did the same with Brady. He's like, he got rid of him as quickly, like with as much time between now and his contract expiring as possible.
Yeah.
You know, he was healthy, and yeah, a 9th overall pick and a couple like first round, like to give them like, God, didn't Ottawa have 0 first round picks going into this season, and then they ended with 3, and then I think we still have one in the Chiamba.
Yeah, we got an extra pick in a first rounder in 2029.
And I'll go a step further. I think we're gonna talk. You know, much has been said about Eklund, a player that we're all pretending to know the ins and outs of. Like, I really want to just see what he's got. You know, I've watched the highlights, and like as usual, that's awesome to look at. But I will say William Eklund is exactly who you would hope the 9th overall pick would be in like 2 years.
Yeah, that was a perfect trade.
I agree.
I don't like just to close the loop on the Brady on the Brady Tkachuk business. I think at the end of the day, the coolest thing about how this trade has gone down is that now the Ottawa Senators are in no way on a Brady Tkachuk timeline. Yeah. Now they are on the Sanderson Stützle timeline.
Hey.
You know, and those guys are 24 and, you know, haven't even hit their prime yet. And so, you know, it was I think it was great to pick up Eklund, a guy who's still young, cost controlled for another 3 years. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, we're looking like old man Drake Batherson is like going to be taking pension soon, but it's the core is young and strong. Like, I love this. I love this for us.
Also, Burakovsky is playing for his like livelihood this year. Like, I don't know what to expect of this guy. I get the criticism of the trade. I think the most important thing about that guy is like he's like a placeholder. Like, let's see if he tries to light the league on fire trying to get another contract. And if not, we fucking trade him. The guy's got 2 Stanley Cups. You don't think we can trade this guy if he's healthy? Like,
my understanding is that Burakovsky is basically the player I always accuse Drake Batherson of being.
damn.
So get ready for some like extremely nice goals and some extremely infuriating defensive zone play. I think he's going to be really good and really bad for Ottawa, possibly in the same game.
Also, not a good defensive player is Brady Tkachuk. Like, I think we can all talk about how that guy was like an absolute cherry picker.
You go watch the goal that Carolina scored in overtime in Game 2 this past postseason. Brady Tkachuk,
I don't think I'll be doing that.
Brady Tkachuk is straight legging it. He is absolutely gassed. I mean, it is double overtime, but like,
yeah, you still gotta fucking win in double overtime.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Here's the thing: we all had to tell ourselves and others that Brady Tkachuk was cool and good, and we like having him, and he's the player we always wanted, and we had to focus on Brady Tkachuk's positives because we had to. But now that he's out of here, I'm like, cool. Now I can relax a bit.
Yeah, you've been into it since it happened. Like I remember in the exclusive Truth Social DMs that the Senagoth Lounge fellas chop it up in. From minute 1, you were like this is not a bad thing necessarily. Like you seem to have a pretty good. You've appreciated what this could mean for the Sens, I think, from the get-go. Am I right in thinking that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm alone in that either. I don't think this is a Luke Paristi exclusive. If anything, I've been actually pretty proud of Sens fans, because I think there's a version of this where we've lost another captain and we had to trade him and he's gone to some other place, and like I think there's a version of this trade where it just like breaks Sens fans and we become even more weepy and emo. And instead, I've been really heartened by the fact that everyone I can see online, at least, is basically like, yeah, fuck this guy. we don't have a captain. We'll get another one. Fuck you. Like, it's.
I heard someone. I don't know if you heard these other Sens podcasts, one worse than the next, but somebody was making trying to go through the list of like players that have demanded a trade, and they kind of like shoehorned Jason Spezza into that. This one feels a lot more like Jason Spezza, where like,
it was time. Everyone agreed it was time.
Yeah, I love Jason Spezza. Like the haters finally got their wish or whatever. But like, it was kind of like we should have traded this guy in 2011. We could have got a crazy return for him. It ain't no such thing as halfway rebuilds.
Mm-hmm.
But no one was like, why you gotta bring up old shit? No one was mad that Jason Spezza went to like the Dallas Stars for a few. Like, it was a bit of yeah, man, I don't know. Thanks for your time here. We're not moving on up anymore. I feel like this isn't the same energy, but it's like a combination of like the Spezza, like this is a prudent move to make, mixed with Yashin, like, fuck you, get him out of here.
Yeah.
Like, get this guy out of here. And also, I think it's unfair to sort of say like Brady Tkachuk didn't produce here. Like he's got some pretty good seasons, like over a point a game one year. It was a while ago, but like whatever, that's still fucking counts.
Always had really good advanced stats too.
Yeah, and but like it's been going down the last couple years, and I'm pretty bullish on that. Eklund playing with Tim Stützle can get up there. Like I think he's gonna put up career high in points this year if he's playing with Stützle.
I mean, he will if he knows what's good for him. But
yeah,
I mean, Eklund, respectable 53 points in 78 games last year. But for me, here's the cool part about that is that he basically didn't play at all with Celebrini.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, blessed be the guy who can put up points, not even playing on like the awful San Jose Sharks, and also not even playing with Macklemore Celebrex. Like he had to fucking drag Alex Wenberg's ass around on the second line or whatever. So
and in Ottawa, don't get it twisted. Don't listen to Steve Stoicism. That motherfucker, like they just traded 9th overall for him. He is in pen beside Tim Stützle. He's going to be on the first power play unit. Like they're going to pump that guy up and be like, welcome aboard. You're the guy right now.
Yeah. Here's your new roommate, Timmy Stützle. Please acquaint yourself with the effluence of his soft hands.
And I was very happy to see, like, you know, typing in William Eklund skating, like, and getting many happy returns of him, like, putting on the Jets, like.
Fuck yeah, bud!
Like in a way that I am pretty excited to see. I'm excited to see the team get faster.
Yeah, I again, as someone who didn't know anything about William Eklund, my version of that was seeing how devastated every San Jose fan was about that trade. That's what you want to see. No offense to San Jose Sharks fans, but you never want to have one of those situations where a guy gets traded and the other team's like, oh, fucking finally. you want them to be devastated. So
yeah, exactly. Especially on a team that has macaroni celebration on it. Like the fact that Sharks fans are like paying attention to William Eklund leaving. And the cool thing is, it's like I think the tone of that is like, no, he was just about to pop. Like he's going to take it to the next level. I love acquiring a player that
he's just about to pop and take it to the next level.
and you're going to have him riding shotgun with our best player. And you know, also I heard he's a good playmaker, and I'm hoping that results in Tim Stützle like actually burying the puck a bunch of times like we know he can.
Yeah.
He used to defer to Brady a lot, I found.
Tim, when I watch Tim Stützle, I always think he needs another Tim Stützle on his wing. Like,
exactly.
How amazing would Tim Stützle be if he had Tim Stützle feeding him passes?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. William Eklund, go out there and be Tim Stützle.
Yeah, and don't forget to have a little bit of fun with it. So Brady, rest in piss. You will win the Stanley Cup with like the Kansas City Frontenacs or whatever. That's gonna be exciting, eh? Like let's just have 40 teams. That's awesome. God damn, I hate hockey. Anyway,
it's really not a good sport.
But fuck you. You let us down. You're full of shit, and we hate you. So, moving on to players that do have a damn legacy with us. I don't know if you've heard Daniel Alfredsson, Daniel Alfredo Sauce is no longer with us. He got a new job, let's say.
Went to a farm.
If I can summarize the tone that I look, say hello to the bad guy, okay? This has felt like the good for him heard round the world. I'm gonna say it, man. Fuck you, Daniel Alfredsson. Go fuck yourself. Like, thank you for your service, but like, I can't do this. Like, I can't. The Toronto Leafs? Come on, dude. I think that it's like, I think everyone's handling this with a lot more class and patience than me. Not hard. But like, he knows how much this hurts us. Like, he of all people knows. It's like, it's like Cody Cece going to the Leafs, or even Jason Spezza playing for the Leafs at the end of his career. Like, I don't know, it's like his childhood team. Like, have a little bit of fun with it, and may you get destroyed in the first round of the playoffs is customary. But like like the idea of Daniel Alfredsson going to help make the Toronto Maple Leafs the best team they can possibly be, I can't do this.
It's disgusting. And I remember when that Elliot Friedman tweet hit, being like, oh yeah, Daniel Alfredsson's joining the coaching staff in Toronto. It nothing made. I assumed that Elliot Friedman had been hacked, because that sentence, just without context, makes no sense. And I guess at least, we've had enough time to think about it and had enough time to make it make sense. And I don't know. To me, I just resent the fact that now Daniel Alfredsson has put me in the position where now I have to, root for the failure of Daniel Alfredsson, which is not something I enjoy doing, but I will, and I'm going to. So now that your man's gone, because, I have nothing but love and respect for Daniel Alfredsson, his on-ice legacy remains untainted.
Yeah, of course.
He's still never going to have to buy a beer in Ottawa. But that said, due to my enormous respect for Daniel Alfredsson, I never, for instance, talked cash shit about how the power play he was directing was frequently dog shit, including crucially in the first round of the playoffs this past year. And I feel like what's even bigger than an elephant? That was like the blue whale in the room.
Yeah.
Because that power play was dog water, and Daniel Alfredsson was the one responsible for it. And we all love and respect Alfie so much that we just all agreed not to talk about it.
Yeah, the official party line straight out of North Korean Ian Mendez's North Korean bunker is like, Herr Alfredsson was prepared to take something of a gap year after the season. He wasn't sure what to do. It's like, this is the tangled web we weave when first we do hire a franchise legend to be behind the bench. Like, you're gonna have to fire that guy eventually. Like, kind of like how, Matt Sundin is like running the ship in Toronto. Like, you're gonna have to eventually fire this guy. Like, so good luck with that. But which I think most teams are capable of doing. But when you have, and I'm kind of stealing ideas from our beloved Verada here, but like when you bring on these legacy players to work in your front office or coach your team or whatnot, you might hang on to them longer than they deserve to be there. I'm not saying that's what happened in this case, but like it is. Look, we got. I'm glad that former Toronto Leaf Tarvis Green is the coach of the Sens and not Alfredsson. Like, it's a lot easier to reevaluate the season, to be like, yeah, like let's take a look at the Sens' underlying numbers. Let's see how like Tarvis's player usage has gone. Where if it's Alfredsson, you're kind of like, that's my dad. That's Pep right there. Like I can't separate my feelings from him. Or I treat him more gently than, former Leafs pain in the ass Tarvis Green, or like Bond villain Guy Boucher or whatever. Guy Boucher went to the Leafs. I was like, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like sure. Paul McLean went to the Leafs. He went a fucking Jack Adams here. By the way, remember that? Life. but no, I'm not happy for it. Like, yeah, I don't know. Especially too, like, they're like, oh, the players loved him so much, and he would stay after practice and help, Timmy with his shot and show him all these like interesting tricks and little refinements to his
Told
game.
him to fix his tape job.
Yeah, remember that? And like all these like helpful things that have are invaluable to his growth as a player. I'm like, great. I can't wait for him to do that with fucking William Nylander now. Like, I can't be happy about this. I can't be happy about this. I hate it. Also, I do feel like for you men and women out there, and who knows what Spice is listening, I know there's also a contingent of folks out there based on conversations that I've had out in the field to be very ungenerous about it. I want to speak for them, give voice to the voiceless, that this is kind of the third time that Daniel Alfredsson's quit on this team. Like
Speak on it. Speak on it, James.
I'll just leave it there. Like, you know the times. I don't need to review them. Like, he is. I think it's kind of like, honestly, like, I hope he was getting fired.
Yeah, true. Fired, yeah.
Taking a gap year. She's really giving. It was Wayne Gretzky's wife that was gambling. It was Rick Tockett's wife. It was Shohei Ohtani's translator. He stole $17 million of money from him. That Machiavellian translator. It's like, yeah, Daniel Alfredsson was going to take some time off, but then decided to go work in Toronto instead. Like a classic fork in the road. I love that. That was Steve Staios. I was like, he wasn't sure if
coaching was for him.
Yeah, it's like, so instead he decides to coach. Take a higher role at the highest pressure market possibly in the entire league. Like, he's just a different cat. He likes to challenge himself. Like, so he likes to challenge himself in that way. But the other option is like playing the terrible sport of golf all the live and padel all the live long day. Okay. Anyway, I wish you bad luck in future endeavors.
Yes.
I hope the Toronto Leafs are worse than ever.
I'm going to leave it there. I have nothing to add. That was perfect.
Like a number 11 shaped pierogi on a plate.
Before we go, do you have any preferences for the next captain? The cursed position of Ottawa Senators captain?
I'm glad that I would take a gap year of Claude Giroux being captain just because he's the best. I love him so much. But I'm give it to Timmy all day long. Like, I think, I'm sorry, Thomas Chabot. Like, thank you for your service. If you're like the behind the scenes captain, that is awesome. And I respect that. And that's an important type of guy to be. But I was like, let's play ball and give it to Tim Stützle if he wants it.
I'm all in on Thomas Chabot personally. Like,
yeah, you like that? I'm not mad at that.
I think, first of all, it will correct a historic wrong of him getting passed up when we mysteriously made Brady Tkachuk the captain to encourage him to sign here. And second of all, I think that in a world where the Senators are trying to move into being the bilingual team, like, we got to get the bilingual captain up in this piece. And he's done
Tim Stützle, in fairness, probably only speaks 3 languages.
Thomas Chabot got, like, driven into the ground in those DJ Smith years, like 28 minutes a game in his prime for Ottawa Senators teams that, like, didn't even crack 80 points. And he's come out the other side, and, I think at least fans, I think, are finally recognizing that Thomas Chabot is in fact that bitch and always has been. And I don't know. I think I think he has the respect of the room. He has the respect of the community. he speaks the correct languages. He's settled down. He's married, so that's always good for the WAG hierarchy.
I think he's got a pup on the way. The only knock I've heard against this is I think he has 2 years left on his deal.
I can't do Thomas Chabot contract negotiations right now. Don't do this to me right now.
Okay. I'm just saying with Timmy, you get a little more like consistency potentially. Like, we're not having this. I don't know. Yeah. Look.
I think Timmy getting the C makes the Senators a pretty interesting team. Like, I do think that, if Tim Stützle is fire and Jake Sanderson is ice, then Thomas Chabot is the lukewarm water.
The creamy middle.
Yeah. But I can easily see Tim Stützle taking the C and then the team just being like a bunch of dogs who are like always kind of pissed off for some reason. I would also be into that.
And if you listen to Steve Stoicism, there are 8.3 million people on planet Earth, and they could all be the captain of the Ottawa Senators. Like anyone on the team could be captain. Like, okay. Anyway.
Also, I just want to point out, I do not want Jake Sanderson to be the captain, and it's because he's American. Like, I know there's some people who are like, oh, that doesn't matter. Jake Sanderson's his own man. It's like, you know who else said he was his own man? Brady Tkachuk. We're done with American captains. I think, how back in the day people would be reticent to draft Russian players because you just couldn't trust their character. It's time to start treating American players like that.
That's true. And what's the vibe like down there right now? Is it a bit off? I don't know. Anyway, but also I just don't think he has the personality for it. Like, I think he's practically like the best player on the team, but like, I think he's a real lead by example kind of guy. Like, you need like that's why Claude Giroux was the captain of the Flyers since he was like 20. Like, he's that bitch. Like, he's a bad bitch. He's like, I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but watch me go like try to shove Sidney Crosby's head through the glass during the playoffs, and then like chirp the bench and score a goal. Like, he's a fucking maniac out there, like he's a leader. And I think he's the kind of guy that can call people out in the dressing room and like all that kind of every indication of it. Makes complete sense why he was captain, and it makes me think back to like other captaincy gaps or considerations. And like, I remember like Chris Phillips was being considered, and you're like, this guy's not the team captain. What are you talking about? Like, is he a leader? Like, yeah, he's pep, but like, he's like the guy. Like, post-game interviews are like a Xanax, like, so I think Timmy has the sauce to be a captain, but if I just want him to be happy.
I do. I mean, Timmy captain revenge tour would be a lot of fun.
It would. He had an A last year, I think. And
word on the street is that Brady had not been great behind the scenes. And Timmy was picking up a lot of that slack.
Exactly. So, I do like that.
I love that for him. And
I do like that one. Like, fucking letter on your jersey, like whatever. I do like the just bare, like the facts of the case is like, apparently there was a vacuum of leadership and Timmy was part of the group that filled it. Mm-hmm. Fucking great. That's what we need.
Yeah. This is risky to admit, I think, because, as a 30 redacted-year-old man who's been watching and following the Ottawa Senators for almost 30 years at this point, I'm basically nearly like sort of cynical and jaded enough to like never really get attached to any player ever again at this point. And like Timmy's my last guy I'm gonna do this for. Like Timmy is like I can't stop myself from like getting really psychotically into the concept and reality of Tim Stützle being an Ottawa Senator.
He's our son. We gave birth to him. Like,
We did.
it's genetics. I'm sorry. That's how it works.
I've loved watching him develop. I love watching him play. I think his story is extremely cool. I love the German connection. Obviously,
Yeah.
he's my guy for sure.
Yo, he's this guy. They're playing in Germany this year. Thanks, NHL. I love that you send our team to like six times.
Hey! Let's not criticize them too much before we hear who's going to that game. Luke Paristi. What? Who said that?
All right,
Luke
I'll allow
Paristi's
it.
going to watch the Ottawa Senators in Dusseldorf in December? That's crazy.
But
Did you know
book
that,
it,
James?
book it. Timmy going to light up the stage that day. He's gonna deliver, I think.
I better there better not be a single Chicago Blackhawks fan in the house for that one. I got a feeling Timmy's going to be the local favorite.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick for you. No, I think the Sens will do well because Timmy is going to like bring it during those games.
Yeah.
I think that just about wraps it up, doesn't it? A
I
nice
think we can-
tidy episode.
I think we can shut it down here. There's going to be more stuff that's going to happen. We can talk other editions and drafts. We record every month now, so we don't have to. We've turned a new leaf. This is
That's
a regular podcast, so if we didn't get to something, we'll get it next time.
Yeah, and this wouldn't be possible without me. So shout out to my goddamn self once again. We did it, boo. Luke, I also want to thank you for joining me today in this kind of a bit of a hate fest. But yeah, I think we come back next episode, maybe talk about give the people what they want is our analysis on the trades and drafting months after the fact, after everyone else has talked about it. But you want this sweet hog slop. Shall we go out with another local banger?
Please lay it on the listeners. Who is today's banger from the Ottawa area?
I say we go with the local metal darling's grandmother off their new EP, Grandmother 2, the song Charnel House. Get a tattoo from Kaylee Seaver. Support the damn scene. Luke, I love you. I miss you. I've had too much to drink.
Folks, I'm cutting James off. I'm shutting down the bar. We'll let you know when the Senagoth Lounge is open again. And here's Grandmother. See you later.